UPL. The stock, as we told you, has been falling quite dramatically. Now it's down 10% as we speak. Jai Shroff, the CEO of the company, is joining in. Mr. Shroff, thanks for taking this quick call. The market is obviously very worried about what's been reported in sections of the media. Is there a whistleblower complaint against the promoters alleging that there has been siphoning of funds? First of all, if you could confirm whether the board has received a whistleblower complaint.
As far as I know, the board has not received a whistleblower complaint. This complaint was made in 2016-17. From a board member. It was made by my estranged wife about the house which I live in, and this is rented on an arm's length basis to UPL for my residence. I'm surprised we had a complete audit committee review of it. E&Y, our auditors, reviewed that document. J. Sagar and Associates reviewed all the documents related to rental of my house. The materiality of the transaction is not important. It was done at arm's length. So I'm surprised that it has come up now. We also offered the journalist all access to all the information and to all the board meeting documents, including the legal opinion from the eminent lawyers, and we did the necessary clarifications, and this matter was put to rest in 2017. This is completely malicious, and we are surprised at it.
But, sir, they are speaking about 8 shell entities which were used for carrying out the alleged transactions. And they have been able to, the newspaper itself reports that they have been able to trace some of the addresses of these shell companies to some of the UPL names itself. Therefore, there could be some merit in those 8 shell entity allegation.
First of all, let's concentrate on the materiality of the transaction, right? It is irrelevant in the if we are talking about whatever it is, it's immaterial. Secondly, the fact that every family, every company has a huge amount of structures. The auditors reviewed how many transactions there were between these companies and UPL, and this was the only one where this house was rented to UPL. So in terms of materiality, it is irrelevant. In terms of shell companies, I'm sure that everybody has holding companies for doing various things, and it has probably, it has no relevance to anything. Right?
Okay, Mr. Shroff, my question is on that rental agreement. So the ET report suggests that UPL entered into a leave and license agreement with Sadofli, which is one of the 8 entities that the report mentions is a shell company. And this is the company where you also own around 93% stake. So they are alleging that basically this leave and license agreement is drawn to siphon funds from UPL as rental income. Would you like to comment on that? Do you have any holding in Sadofli? And if this particular house is paying, is taking rental income from UPL, then is something like that happening in the accounts?
So first of all, I do not have 93% shareholding. I was looking at buying the underlying asset like everybody does. If you live in a house, you like it, you have an option to buy it, you will negotiate to buy it. I didn't eventually end up buying it. I was looking at the option to buying the house, but I never bought it. The valuation and the rental agreement was done using valuers and a normal market-related rent, and that's where I live when I'm in India. And so it's an arm's length transaction. Do I like the house? Yes. Would I want to buy it sometime? Yes. but it's currently rented. It's like anybody else, right? If you like the house you live in, you may try to buy it.
Mr. Shroff, the allegation is that the company had advanced a loan of about 3.8 crore to acquire Salisbury House, and then the occupant is charging a rent of 24 crores over FY12 to FY19, and in FY19 itself a rent of 4 crore was paid. So it does look like money was taken out of UPL and paid to an entity, and to even buy that entity an unsecured loan was advanced by UPL.
No, it was not an unsecured loan. It was an advance rent, I guess. Okay. I don't remember exactly. It was an advance rent like anybody does. UPL is a 40,000 crore company. Nobody is going to look at renting. Today, if you look at most companies pay rent for their CEO's accommodation, and this was an arm's length transaction at that time.
Mr. Shroff, can you tell us, over the course of the period that you stayed in this residence, I'm not sure if you still stay in it today, what is the total quantum that has been paid out by UPL for the rent, or including, of course, the loan amount as well? What's the total amount of money that UPL has paid, and did the board sign off on it?
First, the answer to your last question, yes. This completely was audited. It was reviewed by E&Y and by Jai Sagar and Associates, and they made a representation to the board. Not only was this represented, all other transactions with associate companies were reviewed, and the audit committee has disclosed all that information. Our audit committee chairman was also available for comments to the press reporter, and we also gave, I believe, the company secretary gave him access to the information and was asked to come and review the documents if he needed to review them at office. As far as the rental agreement is concerned, since 2017, I'm non-resident, so the rental agreement is cancelled, and it's no more rented to UPL.
Okay. Could you give us one amount, which is what I think even my colleague Surabhi is asking you, the total amount received by Sadafli from UPL from 2003 to today, a ballpark amount?
So today, as I believe, I'm not 100% sure of exactly, 3-4 years ago, it was about 25 lakhs a month was there, but I may be wrong on that. I haven't verified that exactly, but it would be about that for the rental of the house.
Okay, so that would be about 4 crores a year, 3 or 4 crores a year.
25 lakhs a month doesn't mean 4 crores, actually.
Okay, it would be 3 crores, 3 crores a year.
Yeah.
Okay. So 3 crores a year, probably over...
It cannot be trans because I was using the asset. So
yeah.
How do you say it was siphoned out?
But it also says that Sadafli had been receiving secured and unsecured loans from multiple entities which are related to UPL.
How?
Well, that's what the letter alleges.
Exactly. It's a completely malicious. The auditors have checked that there's no secure or unsecured loans given by UPL to anybody. The other companies in the article have nothing to do with UPL.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that was going to be my next question. There are 8 entities that are referred to in the article. You are clarifying that UPL or the promoters have no connection to those 8 entities, and there is no shareholding that you have personally in Sadafli, basically the company which is getting rental income from UPL.
Exactly. It is a house which I live in, and it is rented to UPL for my accommodation. So it is not, it is a fact that I live there. It is fact that it's rented to UPL. It is been disclosed to the board that I live there. There's a proof that they should pay rent for my house where I live. So it's completely transparent.
Sir, but who owns Sadafli? Who owns the company that owns Salisbury House?
Sadafuli was bought for me to stay in, but I do not have any shareholding in that company. So it's completely arm's length from that point of view. It's a market-related rental agreement.
Mr. Shroff, if you do not have it, who has bought it is what Lada was trying to ask. Is it anybody else from the promoter group who has a shareholding?
Sadafuli, yeah.
Who owns the company?
Sadafuli is owned by, it is a company which was created, or it is created to buy and invest properties. It is owned by independent shareholders. It was advance rent was paid to acquire it. It was something where I wanted to live, and so the lawyers and they created the right environment for me to rent the house. So it's not that I have rented to some third party and that money is coming. It is a completely legitimate transaction. And completely disclosed.
You're not telling us who owns Sadafuli, sir.
The promoter, you don't have shareholding in it, but what about the rest of the promoter group?
Neither one. No, nor none of my family members own Sadafuli.
Sadafuli. Okay. Now, what steps are you going to take because of this whistleblower letter? Your stock has fallen 10% on this news, now 12%.
So we believe, Lata, that there has been a systematic malicious intent to try to malign the family and the company. UPL is, and there is a bit of, if you monitor systematically, there have been press releases at a very systematic pace. Whenever the stock price starts improving, there have been false news reports to create doubts in the mind. We are not really concerned with that. We believe our business is very, very strong. UPL has a great business opportunity to continue to grow. We've been the fastest growing company in our industry, and we need not be distracted by all these malicious allegations. Obviously, this is a 2016-17 matter, and it has been dealt with appropriately. The UPL Audit Committee has independently reviewed it. Our auditors have reviewed it. We have had it. The board has had it reviewed by a prominent law firm, and the matter was put to rest.
Okay, so so Mr. Shroff, take your point that this is a 2016-17 matter, but just some hygiene housekeeping questions then. Are you confirming that there is no fresh complaint that either you, the board, or any member of the management has received? Is there a fresh complaint, is my simple question.
No. No fresh complaint, as far as I know.
Okay.
I mean, the whistleblower goes into a separate box, but as far as I've talked to our audit committee chairman, and there's no fresh complaint.
Okay. Mr. Shroff, just one more question. There was an ET report recently as well. It was regarding the auditor resignation, where it said that SEBI has in fact asked the company for more clarification on this auditor resignation, because that is what the SEBI rules say, that if this auditor of any subsidiary, important subsidiary also resigns, it has to be... Sorry?
Yeah, so first of all, let me just clarify. KPMG is our global auditor, and they have not resigned. So please reframe your question appropriately, right?
Yes. So, no, my question was, yes, KPMG is the auditor for the consolidated entity, but they did resign for the Mauritius entity, right? So, my question is, there was
No, they did not resign from Mauritius. We asked them to leave, because I clarified that about a week ago to Lata. That they were asked to resign because they were not able to close our accounts at the right time. Right? We were not able to complete our accounts because they were not able to put enough resources. That was very clearly clarified. That I'm not sure if.
So there is no question pending from SEBI. So SEBI is not questioning you on
I'm not
reasons.
sure. SEBI can keep questioning. That's a different issue. But. The auditors were asked to
resign. Okay, I got that.
Resign, and it was in consultation with KPMG India, because they were also suffering with a quarterly closing, and they said, please, let's go back to your old auditors, because they are more familiar with how we
Okay.
KPMG has not resigned as auditor.
Okay.
KPMG still remains our auditor.
Okay, we got that, sir. Thank you very much, Mr. Shroff, for coming on the channel and clarifying various aspects of this whistleblower complaint. Okay, viewers have everything that Shroff had to say on the matter and on the auditor issue. The stock is still minus 12%, but let's see how it behaves from here on. We have to take a break, or do we have the other guest? Okay, we have our next guest actually waiting by Mallikarjuna Rao, the Managing Director and CEO.